I work in one of the S&P 100 oil and gas companies, and a couple of years back, a friend of mine asked me how are the big companies operating, and he also asked me what are operations, financial statements, how to do forecasting, and so on. And this is why I created the operations management course to help out a friend in need and anyone who is in similar situation. In this video, I'll be sharing some of the key concepts about operations. The reason for existence of a company or organization is its mission detailed in its goals. Broad policies and plans to achieve these goals are known as strategies. Companies have an overall organizational strategy as well as specific functional strategies to achieve the goals of various functional teams across the business. Major three functions in any business are operations, marketing, and finance. When we speak about operation strategy, it should be aligned with greater organization strategy, and it involves developing policies and plans to use organization's resources. If we were to make a parallel between your company and your life, operations would be everything from going to market to buy groceries, prepare meals, dressing up for work, going to work, even going to your favorite bar with friends or going to a football match. Operations is the management of systems that produce services or manufacture products. In plain words, management of how we are getting things done. They are the focal point of every type of organization, from restaurants and hospital emergency rooms to high finance and professional services. Well-designed operations boost profitability. Poor operations, in the best case scenario, equal ineffective processes and wasted resources. In the worst, poor operations can drive a company out of business. Consequently, managing operations competently is vital to fulfilling strategic goals and enduring financially. More and more often, you can hear or read the phrase supply chain either on TV or first pages of newspapers. Sometimes it may be part of the casual conversation with your friend or colleague. Despite current hype about it, supply chain and its management has been around since dawn of civilization. Business owners have been buying things from suppliers and selling products to customers forever. This is why when you go to some museums, you can see that ancient civilizations have been interconnected with business far more than one would think. You can find amber from Poland all across Europe, just as much as Greek amphoras in Black Sea or even United Kingdom. Okay, so what is new? New is supply chain management. How do we define this new thing? Supply chain management is the planning and coordination of all the people, processes, and technology involved in value creation within your company. In order to be effective, you need to successfully coordinate with inside your company with the things that are happening outside of your company. Basically, supply chain management observes your company as a link between customer and whatever of value that you are supplying. What are the critical components of supply chain management, you might ask? They are negotiating prices, scheduling manufacturing, managing logistics, and much more, and it would be a very bad idea to manage them separately. The larger the company, the larger the need for alignment between various functions. For example, in many companies, sales representatives are only looking to make a sale. They hit their quota and their managers are happy. However, in the same cases, these deals may end up being unprofitable for logistics and manufacturing functions, and in the end, for a company as a whole. This is why alignment is very important. Currently, in most companies, more than 70% of cost and 100% of revenue is dependent on the management of the supply chain. Therefore, by keeping all the components of supply chain aligned is paramount for running a company successfully. There is additional component in supply chain management, and it is purchasing ethic. Buying on behalf of organization has to be performed in an ethical manner. Some important guidelines that must be mentioned are conflict of interest. There should be no personal or other interest in conflict with the interest of the company. Impropriety. Unethical or compromising conduct and communications, even appearance of them, it must be avoided. And confidentiality. Confidential or proprietary information from the company and suppliers must be protected. And in the end, responsibility. Term value is something that we hear from early on in our lives and can often be overlooked and be misunderstood. Let's take a quick example to understand what is value. For example, would you pay $50,000 for a pair of running shoes? What if they are the best ones in the world? If you're like me, you would probably not. I would go and buy Nike for $100 and run equally fast on the track. What is the reason behind this? Without stating the obvious, you want the great quality product at great price. The trade-off between quality and price is called value. It is the ratio between what I get with the cost of getting it. Now let's see option 2. What if you had the option of buying sneakers for $100 and $95, but the cheaper ones you have to drive for 2 hours in each direction? Well, in this case, you would probably factor in your time as a cost of item. Therefore, value of the second pair would probably increase. And what about innovation? What if you could buy the more expensive shoes online and get the free shipment as well? Now, you would choose a little bit more expensive option and the company that is innovative to provide you with greater value for your hard-earned cash. Now imagine that you are managing a company. What does the owner of the company expect from you? If you thought to be profitable, yes, in a way. With no profits, company will go under. However, to you as a manager, your goal is to have productivity. And now wait, what am I asking here? It is equal to ratio of what we make, value of all products produced, and how much it costs us to produce it. Labor cost, materials used, energy, rework, and defect. So how can we improve productivity? You can increase value of products, but then you risk of sending your customers to the competition. Only way you can increase value is by increasing quality of existing products or upgrading customer experience, thus justifying increasing value. On the other hand, you can and you should focus on decreasing materials ordered, your inventory size, rework, and defects. Try to optimize production to use less labor and less time. You should aim to provide both value and productivity. What can we compare operations management to? It is comparable to the neurological system of your body. Just like brain, operations management coordinates the behavior and system functionality of a living, breathing organizations to ensure that they continue to grow and thrive in real world. Is it one-size-fits-all situation? Definitely not. The more complex the organization, the more vital it is for its operations management to be strong and in good working order. Successful operations management leaders tend to be the well-organized and systematic. They fuss and arrange and then ponder and tweak. They see the wrinkles in the company fabric and then iron them out to ensure that business can make the most with what it's got. Doing something a little inefficiently one time is not a big deal, but when you're doing something inefficiently over and over again, hundreds or even millions of times per year, even little mistakes can add up to a very expensive amount of waste. Mistakes in operation that result in defective products, even if they represent only 1% of total output, can alienate millions of your customers. In the same way, if poorly designed operations result in habitually serving customers late, a company will eventually lose customers to better functioning competitor. In for-profit firms, operations management is concerned with the cost-effective operations and allocation of resources, including people, equipment, materials, and inventory, the stuff that you use to provide goods or services to customer, to earn the big bucks and maximize your return on investment. What is business process? Process as such, simply put, is a sequence of tasks, events, and decisions that, when completed, achieve set goal. Within an organization, some processes are more important than others. Business process is a process that is relevant and important for that business. Throughout use of business process management, process can be aligned with the business strategy and help improve company performance as a whole, thanks to optimization of processes within business departments or even beyond company. Business processes take many forms, but the processes that are prioritized for automation are often repetitive, predictable, and rarely deviate from the task that is preceding it. Major types of business processes are operational. They are the most important processes that are essential to running your business. They offer value to customers and are vital to delivering a product or service. Support. They do not offer value to customer, but are vital for ensuring that operational processes can function. And this is HR, for example. Management. These processes do not offer value to customer, but they are the link between operation and support process. Management monitors, controls, and coordinates all aspects of the business: communications, budgeting, and more. Business process can be designed and described by the BPMN, or Business Process Model and Notation, and it can be seen as the graphical language since it uses symbols to represent concepts such as events, tasks, and decisions. BPMN helps you to visualize your business process, to document the process, to do analysis on your business process, discuss process using a common language. In real life, business process management consultants are called in to be involved with improving the process by utilization of information technology, documenting current process, or when clients want to introduce new process. Most of the times, it is the first scenario when client is interested in creating and monitoring an analysis process based on KPIs, or key performance indicators. Second scenario is most of the times in regards of the mapping and documenting the work of the people involved in the business. On many occasions, this is due to obtaining a company certifications, such as ISO 9000. Third scenario is done mostly when clients are introducing a new product to the market or developing new channel or distribution as a result of being forced to adapt due to market challenges. Let's say you are working in a company that is producing bubblegum, and you notice that about 3% of all bubblegum fall off conveyor on the ground and are disposed of. After your quick napkin calculation, you see that your company is losing about $50,000 every month because of this issue. As there are no guidelines in your company who to contact to modify work or any procedure what to do in this case, you approach your supervisor with proposal to stop production every hour to adjust the conveyor filling side. Now you both think that by halting the process a bit, you will give your company at least $600,000 a year. Maybe even earn a little bit of a bonus as well. Instead, by halting the process a bit, you extend also the cooking and cooling process in two of the tanks, resulting a bubblegum of inferior quality and weird taste. Now your company has to throw away $100,000 worth of product. The question here is, who is to blame? And of course, it is poor management. The people sometimes find themselves in a situation where things don't go right, and the best of employees find the ways to correct these inefficiencies or the problems. These corrections, such as these, often end up making things even worse. This is not because of ill intent on the employee's part. If the problem is caused by the way the process is designed, the adjustments done by employee may alter the system in such a way that future products or services are even poorer. The correction addresses the wrong problem and winds up doing more harm than good. It is counterintuitive to believe that your best workers doing their best could ever make things even worse. Best efforts don't cut it. What you need is better management of the system. I hope you liked this video. If you would like to see more, type more and comment and let me know what you are interested about. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. And see you in the next one.